how you might use your empathy partner. Principally, for me, it's about self-connection. It's having somebody with me to help me connect with myself. It's having somebody with me, listen to me, give me some space to explore some of these things that are going on for me. So I might use it, for example, my husband again came back from work and he said, after dinner, I'm going up to play video games. And this time I kind of freaked out. I lost my temper. I couldn't take it anymore. I'd really like to explore this. What was this trigger for me? And then you'll explore it out loud. There's a different quality when we explore out loud compared to when we do it in our head or on journaling. So the other person will listen to you. This is the role this is the greatest gift we can offer each other, is to listen. Listen with full presence and empathy. We'll explore more about empathy in the next modules, but we wanted to give kind of a starter with this. Now, there are various things that we do that are part of listening, a part of conversation, that is not empathy. So rather than tell you what empathy is, we would like to demonstrate what empathy is not, and you recognize some of these common things that you may be drawn to do when you have a meeting with your partner. So this is also part of the exploration. We'd like you to notice when you're drawn to do some of these things and do your best to stop yourself. I'm not saying these are bad or inappropriate, they're just not empathy. So Juana and I are going to do a short demonstration. Juana is going to talk to me about something and I'm her empathy partner. And I've no idea what she's talking about. We haven't rehearsed this. It always comes out differently, but I'm going to share the screen because I'd also like to illustrate, put some words to these things that we are demonstrating. So,
and we can put ourselves in spotlight. That's a new feature. Yeah. Can everyone see us and the screen?
So Juana, tell me, I'm your empathy partner now. I'm here to listen to you and give you empathy. So what's happened?
So I'm really worried in this period with this virus that is never ending. And the main worry that I have is that school is going to go online again. And I don't like this.
So what's so difficult for you about going to school online?
Well, it worries me because this means that Eva, my daughter, is going to stay a lot of time with the eyes in the screen. It's like, I don't know, probably 4 to 6 hours, and it's too much. I want her to be.
And how does that compare to how much she normally has screen time? Like in a typical day, how many hours does she spend in front of the screen?
Sometimes during school, when she's in school, she can be to 0. And sometimes.
Yeah, but when she gets home, surely, she's in front of the screen a bit, isn't she? There's some, how many?
No, not every day. Yeah. Well, some days.
Not that you know about, anyway.
Come on. I trust my child and I know what she's doing. And yeah, so what was I saying? That I'm.
Well, I'm not sure. My daughter is kind of a bit addicted to Netflix. So I think, when she goes online, her problem's going to be, even bigger than yours.
Your daughter's problem?
When she goes online, it's going to be adding to the Netflix addiction. So
yes.
Yeah,
it's the same for us. It's not that she's never watching. She's watching TV, but not every. I mean, there are exceptions.
But what you need to do is to just set clear boundaries and clear rules. You can involve her, but basically, you're the parents. You need to decide, make her take breaks from online school. Make sure she really takes the breaks. Maybe you could talk to the school as well and raise this concern.
Yeah, I tried all of this in the previous year with the online school, and this means missing some classes, some explanations, some working with the colleagues. So it's very difficult. It's very difficult to keep these
Yeah.
boundaries.
So yeah, these educators, these school systems, they're like really hard to communicate with, aren't they? It's like, yeah, I've had the same. It's like it's so difficult to get through to them. They've got their own agenda, online school. They've got their ways of doing it.
I know that they are trying their best in our school, but I'm not expecting them to tailor made for each child.
Yeah.
This means something else. So,
But Juana, this pandemic's not going to last forever. It's a temporary problem. It's going to get better.
yeah, this is what I was saying last year, and now being faced with the possibility of another online school period, it's bringing a lot of worry and yeah.
Yeah, I see. You're really worrying about this, aren't you? It's like it's a big thing for you. It sounds like it's really important and really disturbing you.
Yes, of course, it's about my daughter. But
But in terms of your home setup, I know where you live, and I'm guessing that you're working online as well, quite a
I know
lot.
it very well, quite a lot.
Yeah. So maybe, there are some solutions that can work for your daughter and work for you at the same time. Maybe there's some things, you can do together if you like really kind of
Online?
align. Yeah.
Online. But I want her to get offline, not online with me.
Oh, okay. Well, Juana, we really need to move on. Okay. Okay, so let's do it again for a couple of minutes and see how we might, play that a bit differently. So, Juana, something on your mind?
I spent all day in front of the computer, and this happens already for many days. And I'm feeling my eyes hurting. And this brings worry about firstly myself, and then a very big worry and anxiety about my daughter, whom I imagine going online again and staying for, I don't know, 4 hours in front of the computer, on the chair, not moving as much as she's moving now, going to school. Yeah, putting on weight for this. So it's worrying for me.
So it sounds like a real need to care for your daughter's well-being. It's like, it's seeing the impact on yourself.
Yeah.
And just, imagining how much more of an impact on your daughter, I'm guessing, because she's a lot younger. So
Yes,
really,
and
really
she
worrying for you.
doesn't have the it's like we don't have a choice, so I have a choice. I'm choosing to spend all this time on the screen, and then I know that I'm doing something else to take out this tension in the eyes. And I don't see her as having right now at 10 years old having the ability to, I don't know, to stop and stare out of the window, or stop and close her eyes and put her hands like this, just for example, which I am doing sometimes. So this is also about, it's like all this stuff is forcing us to do something that we are really not resonating with. I mean, I would take all the possible risks just to let my child go and be in school with the other colleagues rather than be at home protected from what, but harming on the long term.
It sounds like a need for choice and freedom, being
Yes,
able to decide for yourselves.
exactly. So I really don't know what to do. It brings a lot of pain.
So it sounds like there's some hopelessness as well. You'd really like to find a way of being with this situation in a healthy way.
Yeah, in a healthy way. What I consider to be healthy, because I don't resonate with the mainstream, especially in this case about children's schooling and education and so on, but especially about the physical health. It has impact on the body and you don't even feel it right now, that she's adding up, and she will start to feel it, I don't know, on the medium term maybe. It happened like this last year. She, at the end of the school, online schooling, he was saying, I'm having headaches, blurry vision, and so on. What?
Okay. I hope you sensed and saw the difference. What's more interesting for me, rather than what I did or didn't do, it's more the impact on Wana. So just noticing the difference. So Wana, if you compare the two experiences, what was the impact on you and the quality of your ability to connect with what was important for you?
Well, in the first experience, with all the interruptions, firstly, I was forgetting what I was saying. And yeah, it brought a lot of confusion and puzzlement. What I was saying, where was I going with this? And of course, I stayed only at the worry level. Whereas now I went to worry, anxiety, pain, and I was really feeling it, how it goes down in my body, like from the neck, worry and anxiety, to pain, because of the lack of choice, of freedom, of not resonating with what is happening. So even at body level, it went deeper, which for me is
yeah. And one thing we haven't done, and this is because this is not the purpose of these meetings, is we haven't solved anything. We haven't fixed any problems. Yeah. Wana doesn't have an answer to how to deal with it, but what she does have is a greater self-connection. So she's been able to access more of her own resources, so that hopefully when we do this often, we have more energy and more clarity and more focus and more ability to handle the situations ourselves. We don't solve problems just, we're just talking about it anyway. So, we don't have action. We're not taking action in these meetings. So in these meetings, I really encourage you, if you're catch yourself when you're in the listening mode, wondering, okay, what do I say? It's best to stay silent. Shut up. Just be there.
Breathe and shut up.
Breathe and shut up. You don't need to say anything. Take the cue from the other person.